Live from the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, FATV presents coverage of Red Raider ice hockey. And today, it's what is almost certainly going to be the final game of the season for the Red Raiders as they take on the Crusaders of Groton-Dunstable. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Daniel Bolak. Happy to have you along with us here today for what will be the Red Raiders' 15th and final home game. Their final contest of the season. 8-3-3 the Red Raiders come into this game, coming off a very exciting 4-2 win yesterday morning against Leominster, avenging that tie from Monday against the same Blue Devil team. Max Bolak led the team with a goal and 2 assists, his 50th career goal in that one. Riley LeBlanc a goal and assist, Ryan Johnson, Tyler Broussard had the other goals, and Spencer McCrillis made 20 saves, including going perfect in the second half to help take the victory for the Red Raiders. Groton-Dunstable, they haven't played since Sunday when they played North Middlesex to a 2-2 tie in Gardner on the back half of a back-to-back. They'd beaten North Middlesex here in Fitchburg 4-1 the day before, but for the return game, couldn't get the ice time on Sunday here, so the teams from Townsend and Groton-Dunstable all had to drive down Route 2 to Gardner to play that game. And although the Crusaders outshot the Patriots by a margin of 38-18, all they could get was a tie, their first blemish on the season. And now they've had a few days to rest before they have a back-to-back to finish their campaign. Fitchburg Monty Tech today, Lunenburg Ayers Shirley tomorrow, and they're surely going to use this time to try to prove they are very much the best team in pod number 2. Down to PA announcer Jim LaPointe.
Good morning, FATV viewing audience, and welcome to the Wallace Civic Center for today's Central Mass High School hockey game between the Groton-Dunstable Crusaders and the Fitchburg Monty Tech Red Raiders. Here are the starting lineups. First for the Crusaders at right wing, number 24, Will Kenny. Center, number 20, Nate Glencross. Left wing, number 14, Jacob Figueroa. Defense, number 22, Andrew Wenzel. Defense, number 8, Mike Hamill. And in goal, number 29, Ryan Moskrop. The head coach for the Crusaders is Brendan McCann. For the Raiders at right wing, number 23, Riley LeBlanc. Center, number 12, Max Bolak. Left wing, number 17, Ryan Johnson. Defense, number 21, Wyatt Peters. Defense, number 24, Peter Stevens. And in goal for the Raiders, number 30, Spencer McCrillis. Head coach is Steve Lowney. Officials for today's game, Marvin Degon and Pat Sharon. At this time, let us honor our nation and the flag with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Now getting ready for puck drop here at the Wallace Civic Center in Fitchburg. Daniel Bolak here with you on FATV. Fitchburg Monty Tech Raiders and the Groton-Dunstable Crusaders. Ryan Mosscrop, the starting netminder for the Crusaders. The senior playing his 6th game. He's 4-0-1 with 1 shutout of 140 goals against. The save percentage just .904. Meanwhile, Spencer McCrillis will make his 14th start of the season in what will be his final appearance with the Red Raiders. 13 games played this year, 8-2-3 record, 3 shutouts, 185 goals against, .917 save percentage. By far his best season in the red and gray. Fitchburg Monty Tech in the home white uniforms with crimson numbering and trim. They will go left to right in this contest. Groton-Dunstable in the road maroon uniforms with white numbering and trim and stripes. They'll go right to left in the contest as Jacob Figueroa brings up on the left side. Shot is deflected off the knee of Peter Stevens. On the far side, Ryan Johnson can't dig that out as it's thrown to the slot. Out to the near side now, and the Red Raiders backhanded out of the zone. Briefly to the blue line, Stevens strips over the blue line. Figueroa tries to take it away. He does so, drops it off into the slot for Will Kenny, and now it's cleared down the ice. And that should go for an icing, and indeed it will. 39 seconds into the contest. Took several minutes in our last game yesterday to get an icing, this time in the first minute. These two teams played earlier this year on January the 30th, and Groton-Dunstable dominated that game from start to finish. Outshot the Raiders 40-13, including 26-3 in the first half alone. And the Crusaders came away with a 6-0 victory in that one. So that's centered across, and McCrillis will have a piece of it and cover it. Cutting off the cross there. They'll cover for a draw with 53 seconds gone. Of course, we mentioned this the last time these two teams played because they have such similar colors. Fitchburg Monty Tech is the home team wearing white. They get the gray color on our score strip for the first and only time this season. Because we want you to know who's who if you tune in a little late. We want you to know who's who immediately and not after about 15, 20 seconds of watching hockey and thinking, who is who? But now into the left wing corner, Ryan Bushnell will have it taken off his stick. 2 Red Raiders there. Pull it away. Here's Colin Hines up the left side. Hines pushed into the board, but he'll continue on. Puts it through the slot. One-timer in front. Save by Mosscrop. And another chance. Robillard getting a shot. And that'll go off the toe of Ryan Mosscrop as well. Hunter Wolfrey on the far side of the ice. Stretches it up to the red line where Zach Robillard will receive for the Red Raiders. Jacob Pruneau from the red line dumps in. And first arrive will be Jack Van Pelt for the Crusaders. Moving along near side for Bushnell. Now puts it across on the right side for Dylan Cianci. He'll dump in, and the Crusaders will change lines. On the far side, this is Broussard, gains the red. That'll be flipped to the other blue line. It'll be settled down by the Red Raiders through the legs of Lucas Weeby. Now Peter Stevens receives on the far side and dumps it around the boards. 2.5 minutes gone, no score. The Raiders have the only credited shot on goal. Here's Cameron Hardy. Lost his touch on that, and that one's sent into the Raider bench. Trying to play it along the boards, but there's people there. Those boards are not in play. Faceoff will come to the left of McCrillis. Groton-Dunstable has been tandeming goaltenders this season. Not too many teams have been doing that, but it's good to see they have 2 capable netminders, especially since Ryan Mosscrop is a senior. The other netminder, Alex Hillenberg, is just a sophomore. Hillenberg's played in 4 games and has won them all. In fact, he's only conceded 3 goals in the 4 games. That includes the 13-save shutout he had against Fitchburg Monty Tech back on the 30th. Here's Michael Hamill up the left side. Hamill puts it across. A nice pass there. Colin Flood not able to get his blade on it. Raiders continuing to push up ice, and this is an offside against the Red Raiders. You know, the last time we saw this Crusader team, I remember pointing out how Michael Hamill was so willing to join the rush streak up ice, and he really showed himself off as an impact player. Ended up learning from an article or two posted that Hamill actually converted from forward to defense this season. And you can see a lot of those offensive skills working their way into the game on the 30th. Here's Figueroa on the left side for Groton-Dunstable, backhands it across, but nobody there in crimson to receive for the Crusaders. Around the boards it goes, and Figueroa will get it back in the left wing corner. Can't be kept in at the left point by Van Pelt, and LeBlanc trying to jump on that for the Red Raiders. Puck left at the red line as Kenny gets a shot on. That's stopped by McCrillis. Didn't have a clue where the puck was, it seemed, for a moment, but we'll play on. That tipped in front, and McCrillis just able to get a piece of that one. Extending with the toe there. Another shot that goes off of Bolak in front. Down the left circle, Kenny puts it across, looking for Nate Glencross for that one-timer. He's the most dangerous player that Groton-Dunstable has. That one can't be kept in the zone by Wolfrey. All the way down it goes. That'll mean new legs for the Raiders once the Crusaders receive it. 18:10 to go in the first half. No score, and offsides against Groton-Dunstable, as the hit there just held them up long enough. Glencross last year, 16 goals, 17 assists. This year, 10 goals and 5 assists. In fact, the last time we saw this Crusader side, about 3 weeks ago, we were mentioning that Glencross was hoping he would be able to get to 100 career points. Become only the second Crusader to do that. He has since done that. Got it with a hat trick against Leominster a few games ago. So Glencross joining Mike Fredrickson as the one other member of the 100-point club. Won't be able to catch Fredrickson in career points. Fredrickson finished his career in 2005 at 127. There was a marked shot there that rings off the crossbar up in the air and stays in play. Red Raiders have yet to score a goal against Groton-Dunstable this season, but that was the closest they've come. Behind the nets, Andrew Wenzel lost it, backhanded towards goal. Mosscrop right on top of that, and he'll cover for a draw. 17:14 to go in the first half of play. Mosscrop was a starter last year, played 16 games, had a 6-9-1 record in goals against in the low to mid threes. As we mentioned this year, getting a couple more starts than Hillenberg, mainly on seniority. So there's a shot that's stopped by McCrillis, shouldered away. Now behind the net it goes, right out in front, and not able to get good wood on it was Carter Amidon. Here's Tyler Broussard up the near side with Van Pelt on him. Goes into the right wing corner, moved along by Amidon. Now centered into the slot, but nobody there for the Raiders. And here's Hardy. Near side of the ice, gains his own, gets the shot off, and that's elbowed away there by Spencer McCrillis. Up the far side, and oh my goodness, Tyler Broussard got hit there at the corner, and he went into the stanchion there. It's not something you want to see at all. Do have another look at this. Yeah, my goodness. Yeah, he's battling there with Carter Amidon, and his head ends up going off the stanchion there. They've got that padding there, but it only does so much. Of course, you can't help but think of the Max Pacioretty-Zdeno Chara hit from all those years ago. Why the NHL moved to the curved glass at the corners there. Of course, that's something that's more challenging to implement at other rinks around the country. As Broussard is back up. A round of support from the two teams. Broussard will come off and he'll get some medical attention, and we'll make sure he's all right. 16:33 to go in the first half. No score. Shots 4-2 in favor of Groton-Dunstable. And on the draw, Hunter Wilfrey for Van Peltz. Red Raiders trying to pick that up. Wilfrey on the right side for Figueroa. Stretches it up. That's intercepted there by LeBlanc. Turns that towards goal. Saved by Mosscroft. Rebound kicks out to Johnson on the left side. Can't turn it back on his backhand. And now that one taken by Kenny. Into the zone he goes. He gets the shot. Kick, save, rebound! And that one under McCrillis. And they'll finally blow the whistle there. Kenny got the original shot and Glencross with the follow-on. But McCrillis just able to get on top of that. And the puck did not trickle in that time. Broussard continuing to get medical attention there off the ice. One of the thoughts that comes to my head this year too is if he turns out to be all right and fit to continue on in this contest, normally you would have to go rejoin, going back through those doors to the locker rooms, come back on the ice that way and skate back to the bench. But this year with the way that they have things set up, they have one end of each bench opened up so that the benches can be extended for the purposes of social distancing. And it also means, and so you can go right from the bench into the stands. They'll obviously have that closed back up when we start to get crowds back into the contests. So here's a 2-on-1 developing here. This is Cooper Hall! That's a goal! Bar down, top right corner, Cooper Hall puts the Raiders on the board! Just developed into an odd man rush, turned from a 2-on-2 into a 2-on-1, and Hines able to feed Hall right there. And Mosscroft was able to get over. There wasn't a lot of space to shoot. But he went for the top right corner, and he got it. The Red Raiders with the first strike.
Assisted by number 20, Colin Hines. And number 22, Sam Jaramillo. Time of the goal, 7 minutes and 13 seconds in the first half. That was Hall, assisted by Hines and Jaramillo at 7:13.
So the all-freshman line capitalizing there. So here's Bolak. He's tripped up. And the Red Raiders are going on the power play. Let's have a look at the replay again on the goal. Hines put it across. And there is Hall. And again, Mosscroft got over. But he had that space to shoot on the top right corner. He took it, found Pater, and he's got his 8th goal of the season to match his jersey number.
Two-minute minor for tripping, time of the penalty, 7:56.
While the other number 8 is in the penalty box for Groton-Dunstable.
At 7:56.
First power play of the day for the Red Raiders, 8 for 40 on the season. That's 20%. The Red Raiders did not get a power play yesterday against Leominster. The only power play in that contest was for the Blue Devils, and they scored less than 10 seconds into it. Shot from the point there by Max Bolak is stopped by Mosscroft. So the Raiders will not be shut out today. Groton-Dunstable getting that clean sheet on the 30. That was the only time this year the Red Raiders were held off the board. That game also coming in what turned out to be the middle of a 3-game losing streak, the only 3 losses of the season for the Red Raiders. They come into this game undefeated in their last 5. Interesting enough, both ties involved a last-minute goal to turn a loss into a tie. Last 2-minute goal, I guess I could say. The game against Littleton Broadfield, the goal came with 1:40 left. A couple good chances there for the Red Raiders. One off the pipe, that one just wide. Now here's Bolak again, takes another shot. That deflects, stays in play just barely. And on the right side, Van Pelt tries to clear it. LeBlanc keeps it in the zone. Van Pelt has another chance. He won't miss it that time. Bolak tries to reach up and pull that out of the air. Can't get a hold on it, and it's sent all the way down, and McCrillis pat it down. And the Red Raiders will reset with 23 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Colin Hines into the zone. Hines moving it around to the near side, looking for somewhere to go. Having trouble really setting up for a pass there. Groton-Dunstable doing well to control the puck, put across. Spit back to the left side, penalties up to Hamill. And he's still in the box for some reason. He was late to get the memo. Gave the Red Raiders a few extra seconds there. And icing called against Groton-Dunstable. There are no penalty box attendants here, and nor would they be for any high school game. It's up to the player to be aware of when they need to come out of the penalty box. Draw one by the Crusaders, and here's Figueroa. They've got that top line out there now for Groton-Dunstable. Figueroa got a shot, but a lot of traffic in the way to turn it wide of the goal. And Broussard is back out on the ice. I actually saw Ryan Lieneberry come out there at first to take his spot at left wing, but Broussard able to come through the stands back to the bench. He's fit to continue on in this contest, and he takes Lieneberry's spot there and takes his spot back on the third line. So one of those things that definitely looked worse than it actually was, and it's good to see he's okay. Figueroa, shot saved by McCrillis. His 7th stop of the contest, 11:46 to go in the first half. And the Raiders lead by a 1-0. Cooper Hall's 8th goal of the season, now up to 21 points. Came into today tied for the pod lead in assists with 13. Max Bolak, the other player in pod number 2, with that many assists. Another chance or two for Groton-Dunstable there. You have to expect that by the end of this game, they're going to have more shots on goal. They just seem to be a little better at dominating the play, but the Raiders have done a much better job reading how this Crusader defense operates. And they've been getting their chances. Already 5 shots for the Red Raiders. And we mentioned they only had 3 in the first half last time these two teams met. Having that chance to play them a couple weeks ago, now the playbook's out a little more on them. Odd man rush for Groton-Dunstable is spoiled by Nate Glencross jumping the blue line. Draw will come outside the zone with 11:10 to go in the first half. 5 seconds past halfway in the frame. Outside the zone, contested for, and ultimately controlled by the Red Raiders. Wolfrey on the far side has his pocket pick. Could be another odd man rush, as this is Hall, but Wolfrey from behind just able to knock the puck off his stick. Shot from the left point, redirected, and Oskrop got a piece of that. Now Amadon pushes it out to center. Hines getting on top of that. Into the zone, Hall trying to get past 2 defenders. Wolfrey and Van Pelt to deal with. Amadon tries to dig it. And Hall pushes to the right wing corner for Jaramillo. Back for Hall. Looking around, tries to center. On the backhand, not much going there. Behind the net, stuck on top of the net. And that will result in a face-off with 10:18 to go in the first half of play. When the puck gets stuck on top of the net, or behind the net on that netting on the outside, the face-off comes out of the zone. Draw one by the Raiders. They'll put it back in. Here's Hamill. We'll skate that up right wing corner. Throw around the boards for Andrew Capella. Now Dylan Cianci on the left side with Robillard. Pushing him into the boards. They'll still battle for it there behind the Raider net. Groton-Dunstable trying to win it with the physicality, and the Raiders will put it off the glass and out of play. 9:45 to go in the frame. And a new puck delivered to the referee. 2 referees used in high school hockey throughout the season, both with equal power. And that one's going out of play again. And put right into the scorer's table. Jim will pick up the puck. He'll pick up the puck that missed him by not very much. And he let everyone know that it didn't miss him by very much. Shot from the right side, stopped by McCrillis. So battle for it there, another shot that's blocked in front, another chance. McCrillis has that as well. Shots 10-6 in this first half in favor of Groton-Dunstable, but the Red Raiders have the goal from Cooper Hall. An assist for Hines and Jaramillo. Hines up to 4 assists on the season, Jaramillo up to 11. Blank for Johnson on the left side. Put on into the boards illegally. That's interference. And that's another power play coming for the Red Raiders. The rule of contact happened while the puck was too far away. It was no longer available. You can't be engaging with a player like that if the puck is that far away. That's the definition of interference. And Andrew Wenzel will sit for 2 minutes. Second power play of the day for the Red Raiders. They'd like to bring their efficiency back over 20%. Bolak has it at the left point. Move it along. Hines with the shot. That's cut down the skates of Jack Van Pelt. He's able to clear it down the ice.
2-minute penalty for interference. Time of penalty 13:22 first half. Wenzel 2 minutes for interference at 13:22.
Now Max Bolak trying to do it all by himself. Blew a tire at the very end. The puck makes its way to the right side and just out of the reach of Hines. Back to the Raider blue line. The blank whiffs on the initial pass. Had time, so he takes another shot at it. But there's Figueroa and Glencross getting in the way. Pass the red line for Hall. Got a bit of a touch on it, so no icing if it had gone to the goal line. And no icing the other way because the Crusaders are on the kill for another minute. Off the boards, left side, Dylan Cianci will play it along. Raiders have only conceded 1 shorthanded goal this year. That was against Oakmont, first time they played the Spartans. On the far side, they continue to battle. As Groton-Dunstable going more proactively there to kill the penalty time. They're able to throw that towards goal, and McCrillis able to kick it away. Cianci, right wing corner. 20 seconds to go on the advantage. Trying to go for that bank shot. Couldn't get that to go. So here's Bolak. 7 seconds. Another intercept for Groton-Dunstable. They've done well to control the zone in the last half of this power play. And now Wenzel will come out of the box. The penalty expires. Back to full strength go the Crusaders. 7 minutes to go in the first half. 1-0 Red Raiders in front. Groton-Dunstable nearly called out on a delayed offside. They were able to tag up. Now they have the zone, and they've been doing well to control this half of the ice for the last couple of minutes. Robillard trying to nudge it along. Second chance will deflect up in the air to the near side. And Amadon will move it around. Left wing corner, comes back to Amadon. And now he's going to go for the wraparound there. Doesn't go on the initial shot. Another jam chance. Still doesn't go. So close to tying it up there, Groton-Dunstable. But somehow McCrillis able to get on top of that one. 6:20 to go in the frame. Heard the buzzer sounding. That was because Wenzel left the penalty box door open when he came off. And once again, I remind you, we have no penalty box attendance there. So if you leave the door open on the way out and you push it open too far, it's going to stay open. The springs that help get it shut, they don't quite work that way. Or in the direction of goal, poked away by Mosscroft. On the far side, Hines trying to regain for Jaramillo. In this young line for the Red Raiders, all freshmen playing the forward position there in Hall, Jaramillo, and Hines. Even Peters and Stevens out there, neither of them are seniors. Stevens a junior and a captain, and Peters a sophomore. One point Hall came off and Pruno came on, and that's the other freshman, Jacob Pruno. Here's Cianci. Try to feed it into the slot, but nobody there. Pass behind Andrew Capella. Now moved along to the near side and thrown in by Cole Beagle. Scored twice last time out against this Red Raider side. Thrown back in by Groton-Dunstable. They're out shooting the Red Raiders 11-7 in this contest. Tick under 5 to go in the first half. The Red Raiders have the only strike in this contest. Groton-Dunstable has sure come close. That shot goes off the stick of Figueroa, but wide to the left. And that pass looking for Hunter Wolfrey on the right side. Hops away from his stick. He's got to go and retrieve that, him and Van Pelt. Groton-Dunstable at 8-0-1 coming into today. Haven't lost a game in over a calendar year. And they'll stop play here with 4:23 to go in the first. Their last loss came to 2020 Central Mass champion Wachusett. They lost that one 7-2 on February the 5th of last year. And over their last 14 games, they've gone 12-0-2. That's how good this Groton-Dunstable team has been. Now moving out in front. 2 jam chances, they score! Sam Jaramillo! As Mosscroft just could not hold the far post. 2-0 Red Raiders lead. A chance out of almost nothing there for the Red Raiders. And Mosscroft didn't have it covered.
Sam Jaramillo. Assisted by number 25, Zach Robillard, and number 15, Robert Brogan. Time-out goal, 18 minutes, 14 seconds in the first half. That was Jaramillo, assisted by Robillard and Brogan at 18-14.
Now a thought that comes to my mind, when is the last time Groton-Dunstable played with a 2-goal deficit? They've been dominating so much this season. A team that's only conceded 10 goals from 9 games coming into today. And they've already conceded 2 in this first half. We approach 200 seconds to go in the frame. The Red Raiders lead 2-0 from 2 freshmen in Cooper Hall and Sam Jaramillo. Jaramillo's 4th goal of the season. And the 2 defensemen picking up the assists there. Robillard his 4th of the campaign, Brogan his 2nd. It's another junior-sophomore pairing as well on defense. The Raiders have no senior defensemen. Only 3 seniors on this red and gray side, Max Bolak and Tyler, Ryan Johnson. Tyler Salafia is right next to him, but he's a junior. Max Bolak and Ryan Johnson, both seniors, so is Spencer McCrillis, the netminder. Their last game for the Red Raiders. They want to make it a good one. Shot through traffic, made its way to McCrillis. He's able to knock it away with the pad. We also remember from that game back on January 30th, it took over 20 shots on goal before Groton-Dunstable was able to solve Spencer McCrillis for the first time. They're only on 12 now. The Raiders have played so much better in this second meeting against the Crusaders, having learned a little more about what makes them tick. Here's Hall on the right side. Takes the shot, but it's blocked. Stevens stepping up there and throwing it in the left wing corner, making life just a little more difficult for Groton-Dunstable. Out to the near side, 1:45 to go in the frame, 2-0 Raiders in front. Hunter Wolfrey, left wing corner of his own end. Now for Andrew Capella on the near side. Bring it to the red line and dump it in. Wyatt Peters, first to arrive for the Red Raiders. Jaramillo. That was Hines actually, trying to throw that through a lot of legs, and we have a whistle there. 1:20 to go in the frame. Colin Hines will go to the box. As Will Kenny skated towards the referee, he was gesturing, was that on me? Because the contact came together in such a way that could have been conceivably against either side, but Hines will be called for it. Here comes power play number 1 for Groton-Dunstable. Shot right from the point. Cut down in the middle, and thrown down the ice.
2-minute minor for elbowing, time of penalty, 21-10 of the first half. That was Hines elbowing at 21-10. 1 minute, last minute of play in the first half.
Now we're under a minute to go in the period. As that shot goes off the pipe, does not go in. That was as close as it could have gone. Glencross throws it around the boards. Groton-Dunstable buzzing here. That puck's not going to be able to stay in the zone. Figueroa couldn't hold the line. Now Nate Glencross. Hardy trips over the blue line. Comes out to Figueroa. He gets a shot off, stopped by McCrillis. Now at the right point, here's Kenny. Across Figueroa. Put that over the net somehow. There's a couple more players collide in the slot, and they're tied up with each other. They can't seem to separate from each other. Now they can. Lots of things happening in this last minute. Will Kenny with a shot. That goes off the backside of Robillard. Raiders will clear it, and they'll take a 2-0 lead into the intermission. And after the buzzer sounds, Kenny throws it in his own net out of frustration. That's not the first half Groton-Dunstable wanted, that's for sure.
Shots on goal first period. Crusaders had 13, the Raiders had 8. First period scoring summary. Raiders scored at 7:13 in the first half on a goal by Mike Hamill. On Raider goals by Cole Cooper Hall, assisted by Colin Hines and Sam Jaramillo. Second Raider goal was at 18-14 of the first half. By number 22, Sam Jaramillo, assisted by Robillard and Brogan.
So there's the scoring recap there from Jim LaPointe. 2-0 the Raiders lead through 22.5 minutes of play. And although Groton-Dunstable's had their chances, when the Red Raiders have had theirs, they've been able to make things out of nearly nothing. The 2-on-1 that led to the goal looked like it was just going to be an odd man rush. It looked like it was just going to be a 2-on-2. And then the Raiders, just a little more speed, able to turn it into that odd man break and get the one-timer to put them on the board. And then puck goes from the defenseman towards goal, and Sam Jaramillo able to jam away at it. As Ryan Mosscroft didn't have it covered, he didn't have the post sealed. And he was able to get the Raiders their second to make it a 2-0 game. So now Groton-Dunstable trailing by 2 goals for the first time in who knows how long. Maybe I'll have to do some quick research during the intermission, see if I can get an answer for you on that. But for now, we'll take a break here on what is the season finale of Red Raider Ice Hockey. 2-0, the red and gray in front through 22.5 minutes of play. This is Red Raider Ice Hockey on FATV. Back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University for the season finale of this winter sports season here on FATV. The Fitchburg Monty Red Raiders and the Groton-Dunstable Crusaders. They're 22.5 minutes of play. It's the Red Raiders who lead by a score of 2-0 on goals from Cooper Hall and Sam Jaramillo. Daniel Bolak here with you today on FATV. Our wonderful crew, Robin Como directing, Travis Falk doing the technical and audio stuff for us, Matt Murdocka and Nate Glenny on camera. We all thank you for tuning in, whether you're watching us live or on demand on FATV, on Comcast or Verizon. If you're watching us on FATV.org, on Amazon Fire, Apple TV, or your Roku device on the FATV app, we thank you for joining us for what is our 33rd and final broadcast of this winter sports season that we've been producing here at FATV. We've done every varsity and junior varsity basketball game for Fitchburg High School, and we've carried all 15 of the Red Raider ice hockey games here with live coverage. And whether you're joining us just for today or have joined us for the entire season, we thank you for all your support. And we all know that for some of you, you'd rather be here in Fitchburg watching this game in person. We know it's been tough this year, not being able to come to these games. For us, in a sense, it's a bit of a privilege, especially for myself, to be able to come to all these games and watch them in person and describe to you all what's going on. It's been a very interesting season these last 6 weeks. And for our crew here at FATV and for all the athletes at Fitchburg High School and for Monty Tech on this hockey team, it's quite a testament that we didn't have any stoppages due to COVID or anything. Nobody got sick. We were all able to obey the social distancing guidelines, do everything we needed to do to stay healthy. And we've been able to play all these games without any disruptions on our end. And that's something I think we can all be proud of. Groton-Dunstable has 25 seconds more on this power play, carrying over from the end of the first. Thrown around the boards to the near side. Figueroa will knock that down for the Crusaders. Put it out to the point. Glenn Cross, a shot. That's stopped in front by McCrillis. Another chance, jamming away at it. And McCrillis able to get on top of it. This has happened quite a few times that Groton-Dunstable has been really buzzing around the paint, trying to poke loose pucks home, but McCrillis has just been able to hold firm. A few times we've seen when McCrillis has gone up, the puck sitting in the blue paint and not very far away from the white paint that marks the inside of the net. Now another shot that's shouldered away by McCrillis. Touches the netting as it bounces back into play, so we'll stop it with 2 seconds left on Groton-Dunstable's first power play of the game. Steve Lowney giving instructions to Colin Hines where to go when the penalty expires. Now the two referees discussing matters. And they're going to move the faceoff outside the zone here. Okay then. Slight positive for the Red Raiders, as Hines can come out of the box before Groton-Dunstable has a chance to set up shop in the zone. And so back to full strength go the Red Raiders. Colin Hines on the far side, able to put it off of the skates of Figueroa and out of the zone. Tagging up our Groton-Dunstable in the road maroon uniforms with white numbering and trim. That penalty box door has stuck open again. There's nobody there to close it, so it's going to stay like that till the next whistle, I think, or until a referee can come over and close it, which is going to happen now. You can't just throw it open all the way or it stays open. If you open it about 90% of the way, it will shut on its own. It's just that when you come out of the box, it's like you're not really thinking about modulating your strength. You just want to open the door and get the heck out of there. Now back to the neutral zone. Here's Broussard. Took a nasty hit in the first half, but he's been back out there for a little while. And great to see he's okay. 2 minutes gone here in the second half of play. The Red Raiders lead 2-0. Fitchburg Monty Tech was shut out by this Groton-Dunstable team when they played them 20 days ago, and a delayed call against Fitchburg. It's touched up there just as Ryan Mosscrop makes it to the bench. And now Groton-Dunstable is going to go back on the power play. Interference is the call. It is Broussard going to the box this time. Take his third minor penalty of the season. So back on the advantage go the Crusaders.
Tyler Broussard, 2-minute minor for interference. 10-minute penalty, 2:13.
Doesn't take long to cash in. 10 seconds in the power play. Jacob Figueroa breaks up the shutout. Just got the space to shoot, and he goes bar down. That'll make it 2-1. The question we had for ourselves was wondering how Groton-Dunstable would be able to deal with the adversity of playing from behind by 2 goals. This is the first time this season that Groton-Dunstable has trailed by 2 goals. I only had to check 2 box scores to confirm that during the intermission, because this is only the 3rd time this year that Groton-Dunstable has conceded more than 1 goal.
Ryan Bushnell, assisted by number 14, Jacob Figueroa, and number 20, Nate Glencross. Time to power play goal, 2 minutes, 24 seconds of the second half.
So ultimately, took a change of direction. And it's Ryan Bushnell who gets his first goal of the season. There's a shot that's turned away by McCrillis. And you can see Groton-Dunstable coming out a lot stronger here in this second half of play. They've had the first 5 shots. First 3 shots. Thought they were on 11 for some reason going into the second half. They're on 13. So the first 3 shots of the frame going to the Crusaders. And now they've cut the deficit to 1, 2-1. I would say a style of play in which the Raiders try to hold on for dear life is not going to play in their cards, play in their favor in the long run. We've already seen that go awry a couple of times this season. So can the Raiders find another goal or 2? Or will they be in a position where they have to hold on for the last 19-20 of this game? There's a lot of hockey to play. Balfour on the near side in the Raider end, get it out of the zone. Knocked down by the skates of Will Kenny. They'll dump it back in. Delayed offside. Had to wait for everybody to tag up. Gave the Raiders a few extra seconds to breathe. Pass goes behind LeBlanc. Bad communication there. He didn't know it was coming for him until it was too late. And that turns into an icing. 18:53 to go in the second half. Groton-Dunstable cutting into the deficit to make it 2-1. Raiders able to win the draw, push it up ice. Cooper Hall gets a touch on it. Hall gets a shot on, saved by Mosscrop. That was a nice rebound there. Just quickly ricocheted past Colin Hines before he could even do anything with it. Now here is Cole Bagel into the zone. He gets the shot off. McCrillis will glove that one down. Easy enough save for him to make. Bring the draw to his right. 18:26 to go in this second half. Jacob Figueroa picked up his 6th assist of the season on that goal. Same with Nate Glencross. Glencross leading the team now with 16 points, 10 goals, 6 assists. He's had a couple of hat tricks. And also, I believe Glencross has only been held off the score sheet once this season as well. He's been able to work his magic throughout the lineup this season for Groton-Dunstable. Right now, the Crusaders lead 2-1. They did trail 2-1 last time out on Sunday against North Middlesex. They were able to get a goal early on in the second half to tie it, and no more goals after that. Although they outshot North Middlesex 38-18, 36 saves from Brant Goodfriend prevented the Crusaders from getting their 9th win of the season. On the blue line, Wolfrey trying to move it along, but Riley LeBlanc gets a stick on it and throws it back into the zone. Here's Hamill. Pass too far out of the reach for Cameron Hardy. Now Robillard, the other 25, will receive for the Raiders. On the bench now trying to feed Hall. Tangle up there, gets back to his skates. Passes behind Jaramillo. Can't pull that one in. Right up the left side. Carter Amadon trying to move it along. Here's some space for Colin Hines to work with. Hines not able to get a shot off. Hamill goes right to him and dispossesses. Thrown back down to the Raider end. 16:45 to go in the contest. 2-1. The Red Raiders lead. That's another puck into the stands. Missed our camera operators by about 3 rows. So the faceoff will come to center ice. Looking over Groton-Dunstable's schedule this year, how they've done 5-3 against Oakmont, 4-1 against Littleton Bromfield, 6-0 against this Red Raider team. It was their most decisive win of the season. 3-1 against Oakmont, 3-1 against Lunenburg Air Shirley, 5-1 against Littleton Bromfield, 5-0 against Leominster. So that one rises too high from Glencross. And we'll have a stoppage play there. Puck played with a high stick. Then the 2 most recent games, a back-to-back on Saturday, Sunday, the 13th and 14th against North Middlesex, 4-1 in Fitchburg on Saturday, 2-2 tie in Gardner on that Sunday. Groton-Dunstable's played 3 games in Gardner this year, even though only one of those 3 opponents they played normally calls the veteran skating rink home. And that was that first game in Gardner on the 3rd against Oakmont, the second time they played the Spartans. Well, even then, the Spartans don't normally call that facility home just this season because Cushing Academy has shut down their rink with the pandemic and that. Groton-Dunstable normally plays their home games at the Groton School, but same problem there. The thought really is that in a normal season, Groton-Dunstable wouldn't be playing any of those games in Gardner. The other 2 games, they played the game against Leominster there. That's just where the Blue Devils had gotten ice time, and then they played the game on the 14th against North Middlesex because that's where the ice time was on that Sunday night. Really a pure neutral site game in that regard. The Crusaders have been more than willing to put up with the extra travel this season. Making their way from northern Middlesex County, or northwest Middlesex County, however we want to describe that. And there's a shot and a goal! Hunter Wolfrey from the top of the circle has tied it. I did say it was going to be a lot to ask for this Red Raider team to try to hold on for 20 minutes. On their 5th shot of the frame, it's Hunter Wolfrey with his 4th goal of the season, the junior defenseman. That ties the game up at 2.
Hunter Wolfrey, assisted by number 11, Dylan Cianci, and number 17, Cole Beagle. Time to go 7:45 of the second half. That was Hunter Wolfrey.
Now backhand chance that's stopped by McCrillis.
And Beagle. Time of that goal was 7:45.
From the blue line across, Riley LeBlanc. Now here's Max Bolak. Scored from that spot for his 50th. Not able to get one away. Bolak will toss it around to the left wing corner. Pops over the stick there on the far side of Colin Flood. And pushed back into the Raider end. McCrillis will take no chances with the 25 lurking there in Cameron Hardy. And the other 25 and Zach Robillard protecting while McCrillis covers. 13:51 to go in the contest. 2 to the score. Crusaders had the last two, both coming here in this second half. With how well they've played this year, you knew it was going to be difficult to keep them down for long. Got a power play goal from Ryan Bushnell on a redirection of a shot by Jacob Figueroa. And then Hunter Wolfrey with the snipe through a lot of traffic. Crusaders out shooting the Raiders 5-1 in this second half. You knew Brendan McCann was going to have a lot of good words to say to try to get him back in the game. Now scrambling again. How many times have we seen that script before? It's not yet resulted in a goal, but a lot of good chances for Groton-Dunstable, just swarming in the paint and harassing Spencer McCrillis. Like I said, a redirection and a snipe through traffic. Those have been the two goals that have beaten McCrillis. We've seen, what, 3 or 4 mosh pits in the blue paint today? None of them have resulted in goals, but then again, for the Red Raiders, and Sam Jaramillo jamming away at a loose puck near the far post. That led to a goal for the Red Raiders, their second. McCrillis gets another stop there. Mentioned the Red Raiders don't have any more games left on their schedule. Their 6 weeks of hockey will come to an end. But with 15 games played when you're only promised 10, is something that I think the team will be happy with in the grand scheme of things. From the red line, dumped in by Bagel. From defenseman to defenseman, Peters. Now Johnson puts it across for LeBlanc. But it'll be Hamill who'll get to that first. LeBlanc will try to knock him out of the play there. Knocked him down, but he got back up. Had the positioning to keep the play alive. Here's Cianci into the zone, gets the shot off, saved by McCrillis, kicked out to the top of the slot, but the Raiders get there first. Bolak has it, gains the red line, now the blue. Into the zone, gets the shot off, stopped by Moskra. Just his second save of the half. I think that's something the Raiders really do need to do more of here in this second half, is they've got to take more shots, especially when they're getting zone entries. If anything, make Moskrup have to work a little bit, and if he has to cover it up, you get the offensive zone face-off. But we see a lot of, when they do gain the zone, just trying to set up, take some time, and then look for an opportunity to present itself. Just my opinion. Here's Figueroa putting it across. And that found the glove of McCrillis. And he'll hold for his 21st save of the contest. 21 seconds from halfway in this second half. See a couple more of the Fitchburg High School staff there, watching this game from the lobby. There's Pruno trying to move it along. Hall trying to secure it. That's going to be knocked down by Robillard. He tries to get the shot off, but Glencross got in the way. Here's Nate Glencross with lots of speed. He gets the shot off, and it's sticked away by McCrillis. into the netting and out of play. We mentioned that first game on the 30th, arguably the best game Groton-Dunstable played all season, and the worst game that Fitchburg had played all season. And the Red Raiders, you had to imagine, came into this thinking, we've got to play better this time. Came away from that game with a lot of regrets. Hamill with the shot, stopped by McCrillis, he holds. And they've been testing Groton-Dunstable, giving them one of their hardest games this season. The Crusaders having to come from 2 down for the first time this season. They've been able to tie it. They're obviously looking for more. They would prefer not to start a tie streak themselves. The Raiders broke their 2-game tie streak with that win yesterday morning. On the near side, Bolak able to recover it, 2-on-2. Gets the shot off. That's stopped by Mosscrop, and he'll hold. In that circumstance, Bolak wanted to shoot at first, but he saw nothing but the body of Michael Hamill in the way. So he took a couple extra strides, gained a little extra space, and then was able to get the shot clean off. It forced Mosscrop to make his 9th save of the game. Hall was trying to shoot on the draw right on goal, but ultimately it ricochets wide. This won't be icing, so the Red Raiders will get to it first. They'll have to move it around the boards and get it out of their own end. They'll do just that. Self-pass for Hall, trying to get it past his counterpart in the other 8 with Hamill. Hamill with the strong positioning there. Robillard will dump it back in from the red line on the backhand. And here's Hamill from behind his own net. Swings it across to the near side as Wenzel stretches it up on the right. Colin Flood trying to hit the self-pass. That's going to be a penalty against Brogan. As those 2 players got tied up with the puck too far away. Looks like a hold indicated. And a prime chance for Groton-Dunstable to take their first lead of the night with 9:38 to go in this contest. Tied at 2, but they're going on the power play. And they scored on the last one. Glencross felt like he was trying to rush that pass a little bit. And the Raiders take advantage of the miscue. And that'll take some time off of this power play for the Crusaders. Only took 10 seconds to score in the last power play. It'll take a little longer if they want to get a goal this time.
2-minute minor for holding, time of the penalty, 12:52 in the second half. Brogan, 2 minutes for holding at 12:52.
Nate Glencross on the right side. Now a shot, that cut down in front, another chance. Amadon puts it over the net. Prime chance with McCrillis still trying to track word gone. Glencross with a nifty move, got the shot off. And McCrillis able to pat it away. And now they'll slow it down a little bit. Glencross onto the right side. Will Kenny will pick it up in the right circle. Back for Glencross, deep on the right point. Away from Amadon, and Kenny will have it instead. Will Kenny to the blue line, still holding on to it. 2 Raiders trying to get on top to pressure. Now Figueroa on the right side, takes the shot, misses the mark. 35 on the power play as the puck ricochets down the length of the ice. And fresh legs on the ice for the red and gray. Groton-Dunstable will reset from here. 20 on the power, 8 to go in the game. 2-2 the score. Streaking up ice there was Cianci. Able to keep control of the puck. Left point for Wolfrey. Now back for Cianci. Now Wolfrey, blast, looks for the redirection of the slap pass. It was stopped by McCrillis, and the whistle blows. It wasn't covered, but the referee's got the worst angle there. He blows the whistle because he can't see the puck anymore. So 4 seconds remain on the power play for Groton-Dunstable. And the draw will come to the left of McCrillis. Fed out to the right point, thrown back towards goal. It goes just wide. Out of the box comes Brogan, back to full strength. Go the Red Raiders. Now on the left side, Cianci trying to feed Amadon. Now back for Cianci, and now Wolfery. He's got the tying goal. Off the board, Cianci can't play it cleanly. Raiders trying to clear it. Goes off a couple of skates, but it does come out of the zone. Crusaders have to tag up. 7:13 to go in this contest. 2-2 the score. And here is Hall, trying to make his way up ice. 4 Crusaders surrounding him and Hines. Now the stretch pass off the skate of Flood into the right wing corner. Flood drew the last penalty that put the Crusaders on the power play, battling there with Peter Stevens. On the far side, first pass attempt cut down by their own skate. Second one, Pruno finds Hall. Hall protects, looks to backhand towards goal, blocked by Hamill. Or Wolfery on the far side. And he skates it up here. Knocked off his blade for a moment, kept it going. The Raiders immediately clear it out, and here's a one-on-one here for Cooper Hall. Cooper Hall trying to go towards goal, but great defense there by Andrew Wenzel. Able to cleanly dispossess Hall. So that whole circumstance there asking for trouble for the Crusaders. LeBlanc intercepts the pass. Onside are the Raiders. Put across for Johnson. But it's Will Kenny who takes that pass instead. Now Johnson briefly taking it, but Kenny has it back. Stretched out left side for Figueroa. Figueroa trying to feed Andrew Capella in the slot there, and that's going to go out of play. 5:45 to go in this contest. Shots are 15-3 in favor of the Crusaders. And they've got 2 goals to show for their efforts in this second half. The Raiders trying to hold on and looking for whatever opportunity they can to try to get a 3rd goal, but more importantly, try to keep the Crusaders from getting their 3rd goal. Draw one by the Red Raiders. Around the boards to the far side, Johnson throws it off the boards. And Glenn Cross will receive it back in his own end. Stretched up there for Kenny, Johnson on him. And now back into the Raider end where it's sent back to the Crusader blue line. And just going back and forth between the blue lines. And now back into the neutral zone. The 2 teams having trouble setting up shop. Wenzel to the near side for Figueroa. On the red line, will throw it around the boards. And Wenzel getting to it first on the far side. Got pushed into the boards there. And Johnson able to slam it off the boards and out of the zone. Raiders will try to change some personnel quickly as they put it back in the zone. Thrown towards goal, paddled away by McCrillis. And out of the zone just far enough there. Hines will knock it down in the neutral zone. Self-pass, moving it on, trying to find Hall in the slot. Can't get enough oomph on the pass there. Too many legs in front to knock it away. Bolak off the boards, finds Hall. Right side, gets the shot off, stopped by Moskrock. Shot it right into the GD on the chest there. But still important just to get that shot on. Only the 4th save that Ryan Moskrock has had to make in this second half. 4:25 to go in the contest. Robillard trying to throw it towards goal. Knocked off the skate, and that's going to go down for what should be icing, and it is just barely icing. If that struck the post, or hit McCrillis's pad or stick as he'd set up to keep it out of the net, and it would not have been icing. Red Raiders catch a small break there, and they'll get another offensive zone draw. which Cianci is able to win for his side. 4 minutes and change to go in this contest. Fitchburg Monty Tech 2, Groton-Dunstable 2. That one put behind the net. And the left side, Amadon trying to win it for Groton-Dunstable, but 3 Red Raiders able to get down there and play it along. Hines trying to protect. Cianci able to take it. Thinking about a wraparound, thinking about a bad angle chance. McCrillis holds that post firm, gives no space. Now to the right side, Wolfery. He scored from that spot earlier in this period. Tried it again, put it a little high this time. Now we have a whistle with 3:24 remaining in this contest. Cooper Hall and Sam Jaramillo had the goals in the first half for the Red Raiders. Ryan Bushnell on a redirection, and Hunter Wolfery had the goals for Groton-Dunstable. Draw is controlled by the Crusaders, but they have to tag up as it comes out of the zone. Here is Stevens on the far side. On for Peters. LeBlanc having a little bit of trouble there. A couple Crusaders coming down there in Capella and Kenny to disrupt. On the far side, Kenny dances on the blue line, keeping it in the zone. Thrown right out in front, nobody there at first. Shot redirected in the slot, but it goes wide to the left. It's a great opportunity there for the Crusaders. Wolfery thinking about it again. And throws one in the direction of goal, but it's wide to the left. Raiders trying to get it out of the zone there from LeBlanc. And Bolak's able to take it. Gain just a little bit of time, and he'll flip it up in the air. Out of the zone it'll go. Glove down by Van Pelt. Go back for his defense partner in Wolfery. 2:20 to go in the game. Sticked along there by Kenny, just to gain the right side of the red line. Line change for Groton-Dunstable, now cleared out of the zone. Down the ice it'll go. That's not going to make it to the goal line in time for icing. So back to the defense partners in Van Pelt and Wolfery. It goes under 2 to go in the game. 2-2 the score. The Raiders want to come away with the win, but I don't think they'd be too displeased with the draw. Groton-Dunstable, I think, would be a little more annoyed with the tie, just for the fact that they've played so well in this second half. Put towards goal on the backhand by Capella and played on by McCrillis. Was half expecting the immediate whistle. It didn't come there. And good on the referees for acknowledging that McCrillis wanted to play on, and offsides against the Red Raiders. Hall had nothing on the blue line. He was on the wrong side when the zone was gained. 17-4 are the shots in this second half. 30-12 in the contest. But the score remains 2-2. Hall drops off for Pruno. Hops over his stick. Hardy and Hamill there to force the dispossession. Now Pruno. Hall puts it just wide. Now thrown back towards the paint, but taken down there by Hamill. What a great defenseman he is. Converting from forward to defense has just made him such a great defenseman. Reminds me a bit of Brent Burns and how he turned from a solid forward into a great defenseman. And here's Figueroa going to goal. Got the feed off, but nobody there in Crimson to put that home. 35 seconds left in the game. Well, we have last-minute dramatics here in Fitchburg. Figueroa on the red line. Popped up to the far side. Jaramillo gains the red, backhands it in. Last 15 seconds of the season for the Red Raiders. LeBlanc throws it back into the zone. Wenzel will try to protect. 7 seconds now for Figueroa, looking for a last-second goal. Cuts back, throws it into the zone. Not enough time for anything else to come from this. This game will end in a 2-2 draw. teams came into this game on unbeaten streaks. The Red Raiders unbeaten in their last 5.
4-on-4.
Oh, wow.
Goalies should change ends. 5-minute overtime.
Wow, we're not done.
Goalies switch ends. Teams will play 4-on-4.
So suddenly we've decided we're playing overtime now. Okay then. That seemed like it came as a surprise to Steve Lowney. But we're going to be here for a
shootout after the overtime. Still tied.
So
overtime is 4-on-4.
And Jim LaPointe answering the questions that were had there. So this is probably part of that pilot system that they had. I mentioned this the very first game of the season when I thought they were going to do this, and then they didn't. And now for the very last game of the season, they're going and doing it now.
Okay. Goalies can stay in the same end.
And so they were going to have the goalies switch ends, but they're going to stay in the same ends. So yeah, we're going to have some bonus hockey. I guess this game has
Shots
to end with a winner.
Half, Crusaders had 17 for a total of 30. Raiders had 4 for a total of 12 at this point.
But yeah, I think this will end up going in the books as a 2-2 final. But they're going to play overtime and a shootout if necessary. They want this final game of the season to end with a winner, darn it. And once again, I let you know that was news to all of us. None of us had any idea this was going to happen. So 4-on-4 we're going to do now. 5 more minutes of hockey. Let's see what we've got. A shocking twist in the season finale. Who would have thought? Here is Johnson. D-to-D it goes for Stevens. And now Nate Glencross. On the near side. Thrown around behind the net. And on the left side, here is Max Bolak. Any goal that comes in the last 5 minutes in this overtime should count towards individual statistics. Thrown on goal, McCrillis with the stop. From what I'm aware of with the pilot program, all individual statistics count, but the game's still going to get recorded as a 2-2 tie. But we're playing to see if we're going to get a winner today. And off the draw, Wolfery, quick shot, goes over the net. I'm thinking I haven't called an overtime game since last year, so it's cool to see this next game win scenario. It's how it's felt like throughout the second half of how well the teams have been playing. Puck pops loose, Kenny drops off, shot by Van Pelt, save, rebound, loose, they score! The Crusaders take the overtime. As the puck came loose after a couple great saves by McCrillis. They're able to put it home. 1 minute and 18 seconds into the overtime. Groton-Dunstable will take it. Based on everything that I know this season, like I said, the game will end in a 2-2 tie, and the overtime won't change that from what I'm aware of. But as they're looking to implement that as a permanent thing next season.
Crusaders had 3, the Raiders had none. Total for the game, Crusaders had 33 shots and 12 shots for the Raiders. And the final score in overtime, Groton-Dunstable Crusaders 3 and Fitchburg Monty Tech Red Raiders 2. The Crusader game-winning goal was scored by number 24, Will Kinney, assisted by number 17, Cole Beagle. Time of that overtime goal is 1:18. That was Kenny from Beagle. at 118. The FATV 3-star selection for today's game. The number 3 star goes to defenseman for the Crusaders, number 6, Hunter Wolfrey, with a goal today. The number 2 star goes to the Raiders goaltender, Spencer McCrillis, with 30 saves. And the number 1 star with the overtime game winner, Crusaders, number 24, Will Kenny.
So there are your 3 stars. Also an honorable mention to Sam Jaramillo with a goal and an assist in that one as well. But Wolfrey with the tying goal and Will Kenny with the goal to win the overtime frame. And so how about that for a season finale in our 33rd and final winter broadcast here on FATV. I want to thank our wonderful crew, Robin Como directing, Travis Falk with the technical and audio work today, Matt Murdoka and Nate Glennie, our camera ops today. And our FATV remote productions underwritten by Workers Credit Union, Rollstone Bank and Trust, UMass Memorial Health Alliance, Clinton Hospital, North End Subaru, Research Results, Unitil, Minuteman Press, Hub International, Mart, Fitchburg State University, and the Sentinel and Enterprise. We thank them for all the support they give us to make these remote productions possible. And so that is it for the winter season. 33 games we've done. We did all 15 Red Raider ice hockey games. And what an exciting final game to finish the campaign. 2-2 the final through regulation. Groton-Dunstable wins the overtime. Record should go to 8-3-4 for the Red Raiders and 8-0-2 for the Crusaders. And that's it for the Red Raiders there, though. But what an exciting way to finish the season. Trying to get a little revenge on Groton-Dunstable for that loss earlier. But that's it here. We'll be back, I think, in about a month's time with the Fall 2 sports of volleyball and football. But for now, everyone here on the crew, we're going to take a break for a little while. We thank everyone and all the support we've gotten throughout the season, for all of you watching at home, for all the athletic directors in the pod, and all the coaches and everyone who's helped cooperate and make these broadcasts possible. We thank all of them, and we thank all of you for tuning in, and we thank you for your support here in this tough COVID-modified season. But that's it here from the Wallace Civic Center. Final score, 2-2 in regulation. Groton-Dunstable wins the overtime. For everyone here at FATV, I'm Daniel Bolak saying thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time. And until then, so long from Fitchburg.